Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Wretched Wrench. Today, I give you a car for the people. Everybody had one of these. They were everywhere. If you weren't rich, you were a college kid, you were just starting out. It's a Dodge Shadow. They were all over town. Everybody had one. I found one with a bad map sensor one time. They put everything on it. They couldn't get it to run. I bought it for $150, had it towed home, and fixed it with a $20 map sensor. Drove the car for 8 years. That was my brother's car. Great cars. Like and subscribe.
Stacy, and I'm doing value. Hi, I'm Judy, and this is my sister Sarah.
Hi, we want to tell you all about...
Let me tell them.
Okay.
We can't wait to tell you about the cars we just bought.
Yeah, we each bought a Dodge Shadow.
You said I could tell them. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about myself.
Very little.
See, my budget's pretty limited, and I need a small car that's reliable, but I also want one that looks contemporary. It's fun to drive, but above all, it has to be affordable. So I read all the information I could get my hands on and checked out all the competitors and, well, suppose I just show you. Here it is. My new Shadow America 2-door liftback. See, I needed a car to get to and from the city college. Oh, did I mention I was a student? It's the first car that's all mine, and it's definitely the best value around for buyers like me. Stick around and I'll tell you why.
She thinks she researched? When I set out to buy a new car, I analyzed the entire market. See, my needs are a little different. When you've got a family, they have to be. We needed a second car. And sure, I wanted the good looks and performance, but I also needed practicality. And I need to feel that my family is as safe as possible. After looking at the competitors, my choice was clear. Unlike my baby sister, I have John and the kids. I've never seen the kids so quiet. So I chose the Dodge Shadow 4-door. For the money, Shadow offers the best value in its class in terms of standard features and safety. And that's no empty statement. I compared.
Are you saying I didn't?
Well, don't be so touchy.
Did you know that Shadow is available in 8 different models, 6 liftbacks and 2 convertibles? The Shadow America 2 and 4-door, the Shadow 2 and 4-door, Shadow ES 2 and 4-door, and the Shadow Convertible and the ES Convertible.
Of course.
So Shadow appeals to a lot of people. Shadow America for first-time buyers like me, almost out of school.
To Shadow for young, middle-income families like mine.
And Shadow ES for more upscale singles, which I plan to be in a few short years.
Don't bore them, Judy. Today we want to tell you all about my new Shadow 4-door.
And my new Shadow America 2-door.
And how they both compare with 3 top sellers in the compact market. The Chevrolet Cavalier,
the Ford Escort,
and the Honda Civic. We'll tell you about Shadow and its competitors any way you'd like. See, based on your selection, we'll tell you why Shadow tops the competition in terms of value, size, features, and safety.
Oh, I also want to tell them about the Shadow Convertible, too.
Oh, right, and the convertible competitors.
You can also quickly review specific product information on the competition by selecting Competitive Review.
And to make sure you remember everything, select Quiz.
They wouldn't want to forget anything, would they?
No. Well, what are you waiting for? How do you determine a car's value? Well, many things come into play, but one of the most important to me is dependability. That's what I like about Shadow. Shadow has millions of successful driver-tested miles behind it, but there's something more tangible behind Shadow. Dodge backs up Shadow with a 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Compare that to the competition. Escort is closest with a 4-year or 50,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Chevrolet provides Cavalier with only a 3-year or 50,000-mile limited bumper-to-bumper warranty. Civic? Well, they offer the least, a 3-year or 36,000-mile limited warranty. As far as outer body rust is concerned, I won't have to worry. Anti-corrosion protection is built in. A lower body urethane coating protects Shadow's finish from road debris and stone chipping. None of our 3 competitors can make the same claim. Plus, Shadow is backed by one of the best limited warranties in the business. I know my investment is protected because Dodge backs Shadow with a 7-year or 100,000-mile anti-corrosion limited warranty. Compare that with Cavalier and Escort, which both carry protection for only 6 years or 100,000 miles. Civic's anti-corrosion warranty carries unlimited mileage, but lasts only 3 short years. Knowing that Shadow is protected for 7 full years against corrosion, well, with everything else I've got to worry about, I don't even want to think about rust.
Sis, you've always been a worrier. Sure, I'm glad my Shadow's protected, but when I think of value, I think about what I can get with my hard-earned money. And Shadow offers buyers a list of standard features that's, well, for my first new car, I was impressed. Just listen to all the features standard on my new Shadow America. A driver's side airbag, a mini console, side window demisters, 2-speed windshield wipers, a folding rear seat back, 3-point outboard unibelts in the front and the rear, a counterbalanced hood, electronic fuel injection, power-assisted steering, and on the 4-door, rear child protection door locks.
That's fine, but we're here to compare Shadow to the competition.
Okay, fine. With my new 2-door Shadow America, I have more interior volume than all 3 of the 2-door competitors. What that means is more total space, top to bottom, side to side, front to back, more comfort. There's more rear legroom than Honda Civic. There's more cargo volume than Civic. And Shadow has a larger standard engine than Civic with more horsepower and torque.
Okay, I think they get the point.
But I didn't tell them that Shadow America is the lowest priced car in the world to offer standard driver's side airbag.
I knew that.
An airbag isn't even available on Civic, Escort, or Cavalier.
Speaking of Shadow's low price, let's compare. See, I found...
I'll tell them. When you compare 2-door models, the base price for the Shadow America, including destination charges, is $8,164. Cavalier VL is $8,450. Escort Pony is $8,341. And the Honda Civic DX is $9,005. Shadow beats all 3. What makes Shadow an even better value is the fact that it is the only one of the 4 to include a driver's side airbag. And what about power-assisted steering? It's standard on Shadow America, but you can't even get it on Escort Pony.
Amazing.
And power steering isn't available on Civic DX equipped with a manual transaxle.
No power steering. And it costs almost $900 more than Shadow. Take a look at Shadow America 4-door compared to its base 4-door competitors. Of course, the Escort Pony doesn't even offer a 4-door model, so it isn't even in the running. The America 4-door's base price, including destination charges, is $8,464. The Cavalier VL 4-door is $8,725. America has the advantage by almost $300. Now take a look at Honda Civic DX. Shadow America's base price is almost $1,300 less, and Shadow is the only one to include the airbag.
That's not the whole price story. With Shadow, buyers can save even more money with its customer-preferred order packages. For example, one of the most popular Shadow America packages gives buyers an automatic transaxle, air conditioning, a rear window defroster, a convenient light package, dual remote outside mirrors, and an AM/FM stereo radio. With this package, buyers get all these options at a significant discount compared to purchasing each option separately.
So, with Shadow's unequaled warranty protection,
its advantage in the standard feature department,
and a lower price, it's the best value of the 4.
Whether it's a first new car coupe
or a, let's go for ice cream family sedan, Shadow is the most dependable, feature-packed,
and
affordable car in its class. I was going to say affordable.
Then why didn't you?
To me, roominess is a big consideration when buying a compact. How much space is available, and is that space used efficiently?
Right. I thought we decided I would do this segment.
I'm just here to help.
Fine. Let's compare Shadow's dimensions with Chevrolet Cavalier, Ford Escort, and Honda Civic. All three competitors offer two-door and four-door models just like Shadow.
The Cavalier, Escort, and Civic also sell a wagon version, but frankly, if I needed that much room, I'd buy a Dodge Caravan.
All four vehicles have similar exterior dimensions.
Except the Civic DX two-door hatchback. The EPA considers it a subcompact, and it's more than a foot shorter than the others.
I don't think 1 foot makes that much difference.
Well, it does when you see how much it affects interior room and cargo capacity.
Oh, yeah.
Interior space is at a premium with these compact cars, and Shadow has significant advantages over its competitors. Shadow has over 7 inches more front hip room than Cavalier.
In the rear, Shadow has almost 4 inches more legroom than the two-door Civic DX and 2 inches more than the four-door.
Which means that Shadow's rear seat isn't designed strictly for kids. 3 adults could ride comfortably in Shadow like an honest-to-goodness family sedan.
I prepared some charts that'll make it much clearer.
Majoring in statistics.
Now that's more like it. In the front, it looks like Shadow has more front, shoulder, and hip room than all three competitors. Over 54 inches of shoulder room and over 55 inches of hip room. And in the rear, Cavalier leads the pack in hip room, but Shadow offers over 47 inches, more than Escort or Civic.
You and your charts. How can anyone remember that? Here's what they should know. More interior volume. Just tell your customers that Dodge Shadow two-door has more total space than Cavalier, Escort, or Civic two-door models. That means being comfortable instead of cramped.
Yeah, I guess that's simpler. Besides carrying passengers, I need a car that carries cargo too, and lots of it. I didn't want a hatchback because I like a more contemporary coupe or sedan look. Shadow was the answer for me. Shadow doesn't have the traditional hatch look. Its practical hatchback is hidden by a contemporary coupe or sedan trunk line. So Shadow combines the best of both worlds. The hidden hatchback makes it functional and keeps it stylish at the same time. And here's the best part.
Even Judy's two-door will carry family-size loads.
Shadow's cargo capacity is 13.2 cubic feet and more than 33 cubic feet with the rear seat folded down. That means I can pack all my camping gear and still have room to spare.
Incidentally, that rear fold-down seat is standard on Shadow. It's not even available on Chevy Cavalier VL. Let's compare.
Cavalier took a different approach. Its design is that of a coupe or sedan with a more traditional trunk. Its capacity is 13.2 cubic feet, the same as Shadow. But Cavalier VL doesn't offer a folding rear seat, so cargo capacity doesn't increase as it does when Shadow's rear seat is folded down. And even if you get the upgraded model with the optional folding rear seat, loading and unloading is awkward, since it doesn't open like a hatchback and lift-over height is higher. Give it up, Sarah. When I looked at the Honda Civic, I was surprised to find that Civic is the big cargo capacity loser. Even though its econo-box design is most like a traditional hatchback, looks can be deceiving. The Civic's cargo capacity is only 12 cubic feet, 25 cubic feet with the standard rear seat back folded down.
That's 8 cubic feet less than Dodge Shadow with its rear seat folded down. Escort took the same practical hidden hatchback design as Shadow. The Escort Pony has 17.3 cubic feet of cargo space and 35.2 cubic feet of cargo space with standard rear seats folded down. That's a little more than Shadow.
But size doesn't just mean measurements. It also means convenience. For example, Shadow offers the convenience of a standard pivoting rear shelf. This shelf keeps cargo hidden just as the covers do.
And not all cargo is created equal.
Right. It's almost always odd shapes and sizes, not like Sarah's.
And convenience in loading is a plus. So, when you combine a wide hatchback opening, a pivoting rear shelf, and 33 cubic feet of trunk space,
With the rear seats folded down,
loading and unloading is a breeze, even for her.
let's recap Shadow's advantages. More front shoulder and hip room than Cavalier, Escort, or Civic.
More interior volume than all 3 competitors' two-door models.
And more cargo volume than Civic DX. So when it comes to roominess, Shadow has a big advantage. Get it? Big.
Ignore her. But don't ignore these advantages. They'll help you sell Shadows to buyers, well, like us. When people describe cars as entry-level, I used to picture a stripped car with few conveniences, little comfort, and even less power. Not true with Dodge Shadow. Today's entry-level buyers expect much more from their cars. Now take Judy. She wants affordable, quality transportation, contemporary styling, comfort, and as many convenience features as she can get.
Right, sis. And to attract first-time buyers like me, Shadow and its competitors each approach the task differently. Now, Cavalier looks dated to me. Of the 4 vehicles I compared, Cavalier looks most like what I would call a no-frills car. Styling is very basic, both inside and out. In a word, boring. Civic has been a winner for Honda. The Civic is one of the cars that established Honda as an automotive force in the United States. But Civic remains an econo box and lacks many of the standard features I take for granted. Next, Ford's all-new Escort. The look is contemporary, but still looks a lot like the old Escort. And the upgraded models carry a higher price tag.
That sure isn't true for Shadow. Its list of standard features is amazing. Let's compare. All 4 cars come standard with halogen headlights and 2-speed windshield wipers. An electric rear window defroster is standard on the Civic DX. It's optional on Shadow, Cavalier, and Escort. Shadow and Cavalier provide 14-inch steel-belted radials for a smooth ride, while Civic and Escort have smaller 13-inch tires. Shadow and Cavalier have 14-gallon fuel tanks. Escort has a 12-gallon tank, and Civic's is only 11.9 gallons. Shadow also provides a convenient tethered fuel cap, which means you can't leave the fuel cap behind. Not so if you own one of the competitors, because they don't offer this handy feature. Let's take a look inside. Shadow, Cavalier, and Civic all have air conditioning available. Surprisingly, the all-new Escort Pony doesn't offer air conditioning at any price. Not much fun on a hot summer day, huh? For 1991, Shadow's system features quieter operation and improved airflow for a more balanced interior temperature. Shadow also has another feature unavailable on the Escort or Cavalier: a warning chime that signals the driver if headlights are left on or if the key is left in the ignition. Shadow also provides the convenience of a standard mini console for storing odds and ends. Civic's mini console is optional. It may seem like a little thing, but Shadow also provides convenient dual visor vanity mirrors. They're unavailable on the 3 competitors.
Enough about the interior. Let's get to the good stuff, under the hood.
I was doing just fine, thank you.
Speaking of hoods, Shadow's is counterbalanced, while Civic, Cavalier, and Escort still rely on a prop rod. Let's compare standard engines. Honda Civic has the smallest one, with 1.5 liters with 4 cylinders. To its credit, Honda's 16-valve design develops more power than you would expect from such a small engine. Next comes Escort. It carries a 1.9-liter overhead cam 4-cylinder engine. It's equipped with sequential electronic fuel injection. Shadow and Cavalier both have standard 2.2-liter overhead cam 4-cylinder engines with electronic fuel injection.
Judy, what's the point?
Be patient. A chart. Let's compare specs. Shadow delivers 93 horsepower, more than both Escort and Civic. Now, do you see my point?
Shadow also produces the most torque, 122 pounds-feet. Compare that to only 89 with Honda Civic.
Sarah, why don't you tell them about standard transaxles?
I was about to.
Never mind, I'll do it. A 5-speed manual with overdrive is the standard transaxle for all 4 vehicles. Shadow and Cavalier also offer an optional 3-speed automatic, while Civic and Escort both offer an optional 4-speed automatic.
But what if you want more power?
For performance buyers, there's the impressive 2.5-liter turbocharged engine, featuring sequential multi-point fuel injection along with a turbo boost gauge. Power and efficiency in one turbocharged engine. It's available on Shadow Convertible and all Shadow ES models.
But Cavalier, Escort, and Civic all have performance models too. It's no contest pitting Shadow's Turbo up against the performance versions of these cars.
The Escort GT, Civic Si, or even the Cavalier Z24. Numbers don't lie. When equipped with an automatic transaxle, Shadow's 2.5-liter turbo delivers 152 horsepower and 210 pounds-feet of torque. So if power's what you want, Shadow's got it.
I don't just want power, I want control. And control of the road is made easier with power-assisted rack and pinion steering, a feature that's standard on Shadow and Cavalier. You can only get power-assisted steering on Civic if you buy the optional automatic transaxle.
But here's the point they should remember. Power-assisted steering is not even available on the Escort Pony.
It isn't?
No.
Shadow, once again, offers more for less.
A generous list of standard features makes Shadow outstanding.
I think you can see why we both chose Shadow. It's the best. To me, safety isn't just a set of features on a car. It's a feeling you have about that car. A feeling of security and trust, of confidence and reliability. And car buyers today more than ever are making safety a high priority in their purchasing decision. In fact, safety ranked among the top 10 reasons for buying a vehicle in the last 3 years. Dodge is well aware of the research because with Shadow, safety is obviously a fundamental concern. Chrysler Corporation is at the forefront of automotive safety advances. For example, Chrysler decided that airbags should be standard equipment. That's why every passenger car built by Chrysler Corporation in the United States has a driver's side airbag standard. How do safety concerns affect our comparison? Well, all Shadow models, from the America right on up to the ES, are provided with a standard driver's side airbag. Our competitors? An airbag is not available on any Escort, Civic, or Cavalier model. For me, safety is the most important consideration in buying a new car. And with the driver's side airbag, I've got that added assurance that just might make a difference. Listen to this letter from someone whose life was touched by airbags. Thank you for putting an airbag in the Dodge Shadow. On 3/24/90, myself and a friend were driving very late in Corpus Christi, Texas. I dozed off at the wheel and woke up with a deflated airbag in my lap. We hit a solid concrete embankment which absolutely destroyed the car. Everyone says we are lucky to be alive, but I don't think luck has anything to do with our accident. I think your technology in car safety is what we have to be thankful for. Your customers should know that for added safety, the supplemental airbag passive restraint system must be used in conjunction with the active unibelt restraint system. Shadow also provides knee bolsters. This combination of safety features offers drivers added protection in frontal collisions. Shadow also extends safety to the rear by providing lap and shoulder seat belts on rear outboard seats. Escort, Civic, and Cavalier do too. Speaking of the rear, Shadow four-door models have child protection door locks, which, when activated, allow the rear doors to be opened only from the outside. You'll see that more and more families are finding this feature a necessity. Make sure customers considering Chevy Cavalier know that child protection door locks are unavailable. Safety has become a key issue in today's car market. In a recent survey, it was found that 7 out of 10 potential buyers want airbags. That wasn't the case just a few years ago. Dodge proved to me that its commitment to safety is more than just talk, more than a slick television commercial. It's real.
For 1991, Dodge offers buyers something to get excited about. A new Shadow that taps into the entry-level market in a brand new way. Cavalier, Escort, and Civic offer performance-oriented models, but Dodge knew that a large segment of the market was dying for an affordable convertible, and Cavalier, Escort, and Civic wouldn't satisfy them. So they introduced the Shadow and the Shadow ES convertibles, offering better value and a lower price than any convertible on the road today. Just listen to all these features. Both Shadow and Shadow ES convertibles have driver's side airbags, an available air conditioning system, an AM/FM stereo radio, a full center console, power windows, 4-passenger seating, a manual actuation vinyl top, and a color-keyed dust cover, all standard. Both convertibles also feature a 2.5-liter single overhead cam EFI 4-cylinder engine, an available 2.5-liter turbo, a 500-amp maintenance-free battery, power-assisted rack and pinion steering, power-assisted brakes, the 7-year or 70,000-mile powertrain limited warranty, and the 7-year or 100,000-mile anti-corrosion limited warranty. The ES convertible includes deluxe intermittent windshield wipers, dual remote exterior mirrors, a standard sports suspension system, 15-inch cast aluminum road wheels, and all-season performance handling steel-belted radials. For buyers anxious to get into top-down excitement, here's the price of admission. Buyers can drive away in a Shadow convertible for only $12,995. If they want more features, there's the sporty ES convertible for $14,068. Compare that with Sunbird LE at $14,414 and Mustang LX at $15,852. Convertibles have always been regarded as high-image cars that many people only dream about. Now Dodge makes the dream a reality.
All right, guys and girls, as always, I want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys being there. It helps support the channel, and I appreciate that over and over again. It means a lot to me. I like reading the comments. Lately, there's been some real good comments, good family stories, fond memories. If you got anything you'd like to add about the Dodge Shadow, go ahead and comment. I like reading them. I try to read every single comment. All right, guys, y'all have a great day.